Tarot cards are a deck of 78 cards used for divination, introspection, and spiritual guidance. Each card in the deck holds symbolic images, numbers, and representations that convey different meanings and messages. Tarot readings involve drawing and interpreting these cards to gain insight into various aspects of life, including love, relationships, career, and personal growth. The deck consists of two main parts, the major arcana and the minor arcana. The major arcana has 22 cards that depicts significant life stages, spiritual lessons, and universal energies. These cards are often associated with profound life events and transformative experiences. The minor arcana has 56 cards divided into four suits, that is, the cups, the swords, the wands, and the pentacles. Each suit corresponds to a different element, water, air, fire, and earth, and represents various aspects of life such as emotions, intellect, creativity, and material matters. Tarot cards can provide guidance, clarity, and introspection by offering insights into current situations, potential outcomes, and hidden influences. They are not inherently magical or fortune telling tools, but they are rather a means for individuals to reflect on their lives, make informed choices, and gain a deeper understanding of themselves and the world around them. Tarot readings can be a source of inspiration, self reflection, and personal growth, allowing individuals to explore their thoughts, emotions, and aspirations from a new perspective. The Major Arcana is a set of 22 cards within a tarot deck that holds significant, symbolic, and spiritual meanings. These cards represent major life events and transformative experiences. Each card in the Major Arcana carries its own unique symbolism and message, contributing to a rich and profound tapestry of wisdom and insight. Now, let me explain the meanings of the Major Arcana cards in a very simple way. We will just look at the meanings of each cards, what the symbols and what the pictures mean in a very quick way. And then we will go into the detail. So it is easy for you to understand and it's easy for you to memorize. The first card is the Fool. The Fool symbolizes new beginnings, innocence, and a start of a journey. Second is the Magician. Magician represents personal power, manifestation, and harnessing one's skills and talents. The High Priestess signifies intuition, inner wisdom, and the mysteries of the subconscious mind. Empress symbolizes fertility, abundance, nurturing, and the beauty of nature. Emperor represents authority, structure, leadership, and the establishment of order. Hierophant signifies tradition, spirituality, education, and seeking guidance from established systems. The Lovers symbolizes love, partnership, choices, and the integration of opposites. The Chariot represents willpower, determination, success, and overcoming obstacles. Strength signifies inner strength, courage, compassion, and taming one's primal instincts. The Hermit symbolizes introspection, solitude, spiritual guidance, and seeking inner wisdom. Wheel of Fortune represents destiny, cycles of life, luck, and unexpected changes. Justice signifies fairness, balance, truth, and karmic consequences. The Hanged Man symbolizes surrender, letting go, suspension, and gaining a new perspective. Death represents transformation, endings, rebirth, and the chances of change. Temperance signifies balance, moderation, harmony, and finding a middle path. The Devil symbolizes temptation, materialism, bondage, and exploring one's shadow self. Tower represents sudden upheaval, destruction of old structures, and breakthroughs. The star signifies hope, inspiration, healing, and connection to divine guidance. The moon symbolizes intuition, the unconscious mind, illusions, and navigating the unknown. The sun represents joy, vitality, success, and the awakening of consciousness. Judgment signifies self evaluation, rebirth, spiritual awakening, and taking responsibility. The world symbolizes completion, integration, wholeness, and fulfillment. Each card in the major arcana offers deep insights, guidance, and spiritual lessons that can help people navigate life's challenges, understand their own journey, and connect with the higher truths and wisdoms. Now we will look at the deeper meaning of each card of the major arcana, and then we will look at the reverse meanings of each card, because the in a reading you can, when you shuffle the cards may fall in the reverse direction, means upside down. Those cards that fall upside down, that is the reverse direction, they have a different meaning to what has been just told you now. So first we will look into the deeper meaning of the each card of each of the cards, and then we will look into the reverse meanings of those cards, so that you can explain to your client what the card means when it comes up in a reading, what it means exactly, whether it is in a upright position or whether it is in a reverse position. So let's go into the deeper meaning of the cards. Okay, now before we go into the detailed study of each card, there are a few things which you should know as a beginner or even as a seasoned reader. First of all, there are very few people who are blessed with psychic powers and can pick up this occult study very soon. But for the rest, it is very important to meditate daily. This will not only help you improve your aura, but will also give you a positivity to deal with the problems of people consulting you. Next is, as a beginner, you might find it difficult, but once you start investing more time on your cards, you will see that the cards have started talking to you. Maybe you can say that the more you connect to them, the more you're exposed to them, and more quickly you will be able to get their meanings, and your readings will become more quicker and accurate. Now, another thing is the motive. Be very clear about your intention while progressing with this course, because whether you want to take it as a profession or you just want to learn tarot for personal fun or as a hobby. Because if you want to take it up as a profession, you would need to invest your best time and energy on it. But if you want to take it as just a hobby for fun, then there is one thing you should always keep in mind. Do not say things with confidence to people who come to consult you just for fun, because your words can be taken as a decision making statement for some people, and it is very wrong, because you don't have the right to make a decision for somebody else. They have to make their decision. You can only give guidance. So these things you have to keep in mind. Now, the next is practice. Practice is the key to developing your learning credentials as well as your psychic powers to make predictions or suggestions for someone who is consulting you. So you have to practice. You have to practice every day. First of all, when you are doing a tarot course, when you are learning tarot for the first time, at least 50 free readings you have to give people. Only then you will become adjusted to the readings, and you will get more and more experiences with people, their questions, how their questions are. All this can be achieved only through practice, and practice you need to give free readings. Do not charge for practice. At least 50 free readings you have to give before you start as a professional reader taking money from people. The most commonly available popular deck, I mean, the most popular deck is the Rider White, which is what we are going to follow in this course, because it is the simplest one and is the most easiest one. And as a beginner, it is advisable to use the Rider White at least for some time. So once you have gone through the Rider White, you have completed your learning process, and you are confident enough to use other decks, then you can go and look at other decks. Another thing is shuffling. See, there are people who keep two decks, one for them one for the reader to shuffle, and one they give it to the person who comes to take the reading for shuffling. So you can do like this, or you can do just you do the shuffling and do not give them the cards to shuffle. But some people will insist that they want to shuffle. In that case, you have to always keep two decks of cards with you, because the cards which you will read, those are your personal cards, and you should not allow anybody to touch those cards, because they will carry the energy of the people who come for reading, which is mostly negative. So you should avoid this and keep two decks with you in case the person is asking to shuffle. This is totally not applicable to online readings. Okay, so you always, if you're going for a fair or an event or something like that, you keep two cards with you. Then the next thing is that you can use the one which you start with. You can use it to write small notes with a pencil, so that you will remember. Once you have learned all the meanings, then you can use another deck. That way also you can do. Now, if you are not interested in buying a tarot deck in the beginning, like when you are practicing, you don't need to really buy a tarot deck. You, because you are only practicing and you will ruin the cards. So what you do is you can make your own cards. So that we will go into that at the end of this course, how you can make it, and we will give you the images which you can take print out and make cards with that. You can take it to a printer and get it done as printed as cards. So that will go in detail at the end of the workshop. Okay, now let's go and look at the meanings of the 22 cards from the major arcana. Each card in the major arcana suit corresponds to a stage or a phase that the current is either in or is about to enter. There are 22 cards in total, numbered from 0 to 21, which can be seen as a journey of an individual from his birth to the completion of his dreams. The Fool card has number 0. The Fool is like a newborn baby or someone who is carefree, spontaneous, joyful. It also refers to somebody who does not mind taking a risk and leaving things to chance. The number 0 is nothing yet contains everything. It has no beginning or end. It is eternal. The Fool carries a bag over his shoulders that contains four elements. That is the suits. We'll look into the suits and all later. As of now, think of it as the suits in the cards. Since these suits are hidden, he cannot see his future yet. What is in store for him, he cannot see that yet. He's stepping out with blind trust, and he's on a cliff. You can see he's standing on a cliff there and into the unknown. He doesn't know what he's going for. There is a small dog there at his heels, and it is said to be the guardian of the underworld. The dog is telling him that is giving him a warning of the upcoming danger. There is danger ahead of you. That's what the dog is saying. The Fool symbolizes a beginning of a new chapter in life that may require you to take a few risks and overcome some challenges. But it also advises you not to blindly trust anyone and to monitor every step carefully. The Fool tarot card meanings can be found in the symbol 0. The number 0 symbolizes pure potential and faith and is regarded as God's number. All the major arcana cards have Roman numbers except the Fool, which has the Arabic numeral 0. Since the Fool is the first card in the deck, it also symbolizes new beginnings. The posture of the Fool strengthens this. He is carefree. Mostly, he is too inexperienced to be afraid. He doesn't know what is going to happen. The dog in the picture tries to warn the Fool. He is about to jump off that cliff. You see that on the picture, you can see. So the dog is warning him that there is danger there, don't go there. The dog symbolizes your friends who tries to advise you. Another interpretation is that the ground is not a cliff. Instead, the land regenerates itself before the fool's footsteps, like magic, and the dog represents the animal side of our nature. The bag with his belongings represent having no worries and being totally innocent. The white rose is the symbol of silence and rebirth. The rose also represents the purity of his soul and the creativity and inspiration that flows through him, making him jolly and spontaneous. The feather on his cap is a symbol of air and it points to the sun, which symbolizes enlightenment. The sun can also represent a bright new day, justice being served, and the fool is free. The yellow background represents the mental attitude of the fool who lives in his head and needs to be grounded. The fool represents freedom on all levels, not just physically. It is a kind of freedom you experience when you have no regrets. Now, when the fool comes in a reading, let us see what has to be expected. As the fool represents new beginnings, having faith in the future, being inexperienced, not knowing what to expect, having beginner's luck, improvisation, believing that the universe provides, having no strings attached, being carefree. The fool can represent a child or to be childlike and to have an open mind. This card also represents a new situation that you are feeling very excited about. The Fool is also a lucky card, and when it shows up, it means you are about to be in the right place at the right time. Maybe you will win a competition or you will travel somewhere you have never been before, like that. Now, if it comes in a love reading, the Fool card can mean difficulties in committing and not knowing what you have in store before it is too late. If you are single, this card signifies being able to manifest a relationship very easily. The seeker needs to work on their commitment issue. Now, if the fool comes in a career reading, it speaks of electricity, technology, social media, something related to that. The fool also has new feelings, something new and exciting is happening, and the seeker is joyful about it. There is no fear when the fool is showing up. It is total trust, and everything will turn out perfect. In this sense, the fool is a very spiritual card. If you are asking how someone is feeling about you and you get the fool card, then this person is excited about you. You have most likely brought joy to this person and validated them in a very important way that made them feel alive. The person has trust in you, and they most likely feel that you have lifted them up in some way away from the mundane and into a more joyful existence. The fool indicates someone who is exuberant and not afraid to show you just how much they enjoy life. They like to try new things but might lose interest after the initial excitement has worn off. They believe everything will work out well for them. They're full of faith and charisma. They listen to their hearts and follow their bliss and joy. Taking risks is a way of life, and more times than not, it is paying off. We'll look at the reverse meanings later. Now, I will give you some combinations of the Fool card with some other cards also that also we'll do later. First, let us familiarize with all the major arcana cards and their meanings and what is to be read when it comes in a reading. Card number one is the magician card. The previous one we saw is card number zero. So the next card is card number one. This is the magician card. The magician is a creative person who is blessed with an art to create what he wants. He is a man who is a mediator between the spiritual and physical realm. The hand at the sky represents pulling the spiritual energy, and the one pointing down makes this energy manifest in an earthly way. The number one represents the conscious mind. Thus, we can say that the fool has now gained a purpose and has become an individual who wants to prove his capabilities. Now, from the journey starts from the fool. So, from the fool, the journey is coming a little more further and has become the magician. The magician represents personal power, manifestation, and resourcefulness. It indicates that you have the ability to create your reality and utilize your skills and talents effectively. It reminds you to tap into your inner potential and take action to achieve your goals. It is now the time to take action, make conscious choices, and begin projects. There is a potential for new opportunities. The magician represents directing your energies to some particular purpose. He is creative, skillful, clever, and capable. Most decks show the magician with the four suits somewhere in the picture, most commonly on a table before him. They represent the four elements, the tools he uses to make magic. Now, when we think of a magician, we think of this, this man who pulls out a rabbit from a hat, that kind of a trick, or from takes out an apple from somebody's pocket, or something like that. That is the illusion of pulling something from thin air. The tarot magician does the same thing, only it is not an illusion. He uses his knowledge, power, creativity, and force of will to transform the elements and to create. When you get this card in a reading, it is an indication that you are focused, confident, and ready for the task at hand, or that you need to become so. It is a time of creativity and purposefulness. The magician is associated with the planet Mercury, which represents communication. Magician is described as a wise old man, an aspect of the trickster, and an aspect of the shaman. The infinity symbol above the magician's head symbolizes being connected to source and the timeless. The bell forms a circular symbol of time, formed by a snake biting its tail. Magician stands in a garden of roses and lilies. The red flower symbolizes the masculine and the white flower symbolizes the feminine. This card has the number 1. Number 1 also means being in charge, being number 1, and new beginnings. His wand is raised to the heavens and his finger is pointing to earth, which symbolizes that the magician he's using his spiritual powers with his practical abilities to create. His pose symbolizes something that is called as above, so below, meaning heaven should be manifested on earth, meaning you should make heaven on earth. His table represents being able to sell and putting an offer on the table. The four elements represented by a pentacle, a cup, a sword, and a wand represents the sources the magician has to use. Three symbols also appear to be carved on the edge of the table. The first being a seascape representing water, the second the element of fire, and the third is a dove. The dove is a Christian symbol of the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit creates the fifth element. At the top of the table leg, there are three letters. This is the Latin for will you, means that is a question that the magician faces. The yellow background symbolizes that this is an intellectual card and using your brains, mind, and communication skills is going to be favorable. This card represents will, initiations, and beginnings. So, as I earlier said, the magician is card is connected to planet Mercury. Mercury is the planet of communication, short distance travel, quick movement connections like phone, internets, computers, etc. Mercury is the planet of the intellect. It is linked with cleverness and wittiness. It speaks of how we learn, how the mind works, and how we communicate. Mercury governs the senses. Mercury is easily affected by emotions, and there might be problems seeing the truth of the matter. When the magician card appears in a general reading, it means that your ability to communicate clearly, to sell yourself, and to be innovative. The magician has all the tools and resources available to manifest his desired outcome. So, it is a good card to get if you want to create something. The magician is skillful and confident in his abilities, and not only that, he has the gift of attraction, that is, being able to pull people to him for his whatever he wants to manifest. Now, when magician comes in a love reading, magician tarot card often denotes your most compatible soulmate. This is someone who gets you and knows how to make your day exciting no matter what. Now, if you're single and the magician card appears, that means you're going to meet someone who is right for you. The magician card also indicates that someone is coming to you, that this is the person that you will feel you can talk to about everything, you can have a very good time as well as a good relationship. Magician speaks of being satisfied on all levels, spiritually, materialistic, emotionally, and intellectually. If you are asking about how someone is feeling about you and you get the magician, this person most likely feels you are a very special person and a very interesting person. They feel stimulated by you and they feel that you understand them. They might put you on a pedestal and you might feel they have a very high expectation of you. If you're mad, if you're at the point of manifesting something, like you want to manifest a house or you want to manifest a new relationship and the magician card turns up, then don't doubt your manifestation will work out. But you have to put your energies also into it. Anything is possible when the magician card appears. If this card comes in a reading, in any general reading, it means that your spirit is pushing you in a direction that is exciting and stimulating. You might find yourself inventing something completely new or doing something in a new way. Whatever you do, you will be quite the hit, as you seem to have magical abilities, and everything you touch will turn to gold. The third card is the High Priestess, and it is numbered 2 because we start Fool with 0. So, the High Priestess, Tarot considers the Fool to be a male child, the Magician to have masculine energies, and the High Priestess to have feminine energies. Thus, it would mean that the Fool has now split into a male and a female, positive and negative, which is represented by the two pillars in this card. You can see two pillars, one white and black on the card, written B and J. We'll go on to explain what that is in a short while. Where the magician represents the outer, active part of ourselves, and the high priestess is the inner or the things in the unconscious mind. The moon is her intuition, and the pomegranate represents fertility and underdeveloped creative potential. The high priestess symbolizes intuition, inner wisdom, and mystery. It advises you to trust your instincts and listen to your inner voice. It suggests going into your subconscious mind and embracing your feminine energy. It represents a time of reflection and seeking deeper knowledge. The High Priestess card suggests a person to trust his or her intuitions. There are inner workings taking place within one, and all cannot be seen at this point. So, wait and watch is the key. The High Priestess represents inner knowledge and wisdom. The card often shows a woman seated or standing between two pillars, wearing a crescent moon headdress and sometimes bearing a scroll. She is wise, pure, and possesses hidden knowledge, receptive and composed. She prefers seclusion to the limelight, but she is willing to share her knowledge if any student wants it. When you get this card, it suggests that you already have the knowledge necessary to deal with what you are facing. It may be buried deep within you and may be difficult to call to the surface, but it is there. You may be more receptive, intuitive, or in touch with yourself at this time. The High Priestess is associated with the moon, which represents mystery, intuition, compassion. When you look at the picture, the High Priestess sits on a cubic stone, the alchemical raw material, on the edge of the sea of unconsciousness. Her scroll symbolizes ancient knowledge. The two pillars are the pillars of Solomon's temple, Boaz and Jachin. Boaz is the left pillar, it is the pillar of strength. Jachin is the right pillar, it is the pillar of establishment. Boaz signifies strength and Jachin to establish. The pillars are representatives of duality and polarity, of positive and negative, good and evil, masculine and feminine. The high priestess sits as a mediating force between them. One is black in color, the other is white in color, and she forms the third pillar. She becomes the third pillar. This is possibly symbolizing the three pillars on the tree of life. It symbolizes the high priestess being able to exist as in both positive and in negative environments. To her, they are equal in a sense that there is wisdom to be gained and lessons learned in both places. Her blue robe symbolizes that she has knowledge. She is wearing the crown of Isis, which shows that she is a patroness of nature and magic. The solar cross symbolizes being connected to the earth and its seasons. The crescent moon by her feet symbolizes that she is in control over her own emotions. The pomegranates symbolize the use of plant medicine. It also symbolizes the high priestess's ambition. The high priestess is connected to the moon, which governs intuitions, mystery, instincts, cycles, the subconscious, and emotions. The moon is feminine by nature, and often it represents the female in your life. Maybe your wife, your mother, your sister, girlfriend, somebody that is a woman. When high priestess appears in a general reading, the card represents secrets, magic, mystery, intuition, wisdom, and the art of making the impossible become possible. This card is represented as a psychic connection between people, a psychic person, or someone who is a complete mystery to you. It can also represent using your inner voice to navigate through life. The high priestess can represent your subconscious and or your subconscious beliefs. In a reading, she often represents the woman in your life. Means your mother, your sister, your wife, your girlfriend, female boss, colleague, somebody who is a female. If the high priestess card appears in a love reading, it shows that an emotional affair is there that may never make it in the physical. The emotional connection can be so strong that the client or the seeker is unable to move on. If the seeker is single, this card means that the seeker will dream about their soulmate before they meet. In a relationship, this card means there is a strong psychic connection between the couple. In a career reading, the high priestess signifies academic work. If the seeker is job hunting, this card encourages the seeker to study more, means to go for higher studies and then to try for a job, which will be a better result for the seeker. Means it will be a better in prospect for the seeker. The high priestess speaks of feelings that often change. The seeker doesn't know what he or she is feeling, and or the feelings seems to be inaccessible. The seeker is riding the highs and lows of their feelings, and they have a hard time explaining how they feel or understand themselves. The seeker wants stability, and they are seeking their divine soulmate. Their divine soulmate is the one that makes them feel stable and secure. If you're asking about how someone is feeling about you and you get the high priestess card, this person is feeling a soul connection with you. But there are emotional waters that need to be crossed before they know if you are the one they can feel safe with. Means there will be no commitment until they become sure. Emotional security is the most important thing when the high priestess shows up. The high priestess card speaks of someone with an intuitive, mysterious nature. If somebody suddenly comes to pick up a card and you get the high priestess card, there is no question as such. They have not asked any question. Then it shows that this person has is someone with an intuitive and mysterious nature. This is someone who is highly intelligent and psychic, often well educated and also very calculative. This is someone who needs to know what is going on and who needs to be in control, especially through gaining knowledge and working out the truth of a situation. The high priestess card shows that uh, this is someone who has a very tough outer shell and is not easy to analyze. Behind the shell, maybe there is a very sensitive person who doesn't like to show how they actually feel. The next in sequence is the Empress card. The Empress represents motherhood. She's often seen as pregnant and represents fertility. The number 3 also refers to creation as well as abundance. It also refers to fruitfulness. The Empress signifies abundance, fertility, and nurturing. It represents the nurturing aspects of life, such as creativity, relationships, and nature. It encourages you to appreciate beauty, embrace your sensuality, and cultivate a harmonious and abundant environment. The fruits of labor. are about to be received. Some good news is on the cards. It could be a promotion, a childbirth, an idea is developing in your mind, a business that may have fruitful results. This card also advises to build the qualities of a mother and learn to be kind and affectionate in approach. When you get this card in a reading, it is an indication that you are or need to be nurturing or creative. It is a time when you can bring ideas to fruition. The Empress is associated with the planet Venus, that is, the planet of love and beauty. This card ensures you that it is time to act upon your plans. You are attractive and can attract what you want and need. You are endlessly abundant in this moment. This is a very favorable card if you want to have a child, give birth to a business or a project, or start something new, create a home, renovate, attract a partner, romance, friendship, art. For all this card is very favorable. The Empress represents the maternal. The card usually shows a woman who is fruitful, nurturing, creative, and has an appreciation of the finer things. She's indulgent and is in touch with herself and the environment. Empress Tarot card is connected to Venus, the planet that rules our heart, affection, women, love, nurturing, desire, pleasure, feminine sexuality, relationships, beauty, fashion, art, etc. Venus represents the fullness of womanhood and the positive influences of the women in our life. In a career reading, if the Empress card shows up, it means that this person has to go for a career in beauty and fashion industry, and it is also signifies working from home, doing your own work, freelancing, these kind of suggestions. Now if the Empress card comes up in a love reading, this is the best card to come in a love reading. This card signifies long lasting love and loyalty. This is your happily ever after tarot card. If the seeker is single, they will soon meet someone who will love them unconditionally. The Empress speaks of unconditional love. This is the love that heals and makes whole. This is the love that lasts in good times and in bad times. This is the love that lasts till the end of time. There is a renewing energy about the love seen in the Empress. This is love that stays pure and it never grows old. This is pure love. If you're asking how someone is feeling about you and you get the Empress card, then the person has unconditional love for you. There is an abundance of love here, and there is also a nurturing quality to this love that seeks to smooth, heal, and make whole again. Now, I have explained four cards to you and their general meanings. These can be used in a reading. This in this course. I'm giving only a few cards. The whole course is coming up. If you want to join after you have gone through this course, if you want to join the main course, you can approach me. In the main course, all the cards, major arcana, the minor arcana, or the symbols, the spreads, combination of cards, meanings of combination of cards, all this will be given. Plus, you will get a lot of PDF with a whole lot of information in it in the main class. So, in this, now we have crossed the four cards totally. That is the Fool, the Magician, the High Priestess, and the Empress. Four cards we have crossed. Now we will go and look at some of the symbols associated with the cards. I'll explain some of the symbols, what their meanings are, and you will see the symbols on the screen. Now, the first symbol is the angels. Angels in the tarot system are symbolic of divine messages. They are messengers of important information. In a reading, their appearance indicates a message relating to the card, maybe coming to the person who is asking in the form of inspiration, divine intervention, or maybe a sign somewhere. Angels also symbolize higher thought and ideals. Now you can see four cards here. In that four cards, you can see angels there. That is the Lovers card, the Wheel, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Temperance card and the Judgment card. In all these cards, if you look carefully, you can see angels there. So when the angels come in that, This is a sign that they are going to get a message. They are going to get a message. Either it will come in a dream or it will come as in some other form. It will come. But they are going to get a message regarding whatever their question is in the reading. Suppose they are asking you a question about their love life, or they are asking you a question about their career. So if one of these cards come up and you see the angels in that, that means that that person is going to get a divine message in reply for his or her question. So just keep it in mind. This is very easy system to understand. That's why I'm giving the symbols here. I will give only a few symbols. For the whole thing, you have to join the main workshop. Next is the Ankh symbol. Ankh symbol means dealing with immortality and balance. It's a common Egyptian symbol, and the meaning is life. Geometrically, the loop on top represents the sun rising above the horizon, represented by the horizontal line. This is about immortality and balance. And the card you see on the screen is the Emperor card. Now, on the Emperor card, you can see that he's holding an Ankh scepter in his right hand and a globe and symbol of domination in his left. So this is symbolizing his ultimate um, male ego, and also the secular hierarchy. That is, he is the immortal one, like something that will never end. You can say like that. If it comes in a reading, it means that this, whatever the situation is, it's not going to end. It is going to be like that, whether it is good or not. Suppose it is in a love reading, you can tell the person that your love is immortal. I mean, it will never end. It will be forever. That kind of an answer is what you can give when you see this symbol on any card. Now, as far as I remember, this is the card which shows that symbol very clearly. There are other cards also, but I have chosen this one. Our next symbol is the arch. Arches are symbolic of openings, passageways, initiations. In a reading, when an arch appears, it is a symbol of a new direction for the query. This new opening or path will be more explained by the card which it represents. See, now you have three cards. You can see three cards here. So that is the Three of Pentacles. There is an arch there. The Ten of Pentacles. Again, there is an arch there, and the Four of Wands. That is also an arch there. So these are the cards which have the arches in them. And when these cards appear, any of these cards appear in combination with some other card, maybe in a love reading or a career reading or a financial reading. When pentacles come, it is normally it is for financial readings. Pentacles will appear, so that there is a new, it's showing a new path for the person to follow. Like if they are coming for a financial reading, suppose there is something regarding money, they want stuck money, something like that, they are coming, they want to ask a question about that. If this card appears, it definitely shows a new way, that some new way is opening for them, and tell them to keep watching for something new to come, a new way, a new path to be opened soon. That is what this card is, what this card means. That is why the arch appears. So when the arch appears, it is a new direction, new passage, new opening, something like that, that is related to that. That is what the arch symbolizes. So in the same way, there are many symbols in the tarot, in a tarot deck, which secretly means something. So the meanings are not openly shown, but they are hidden. So that is what the tarot reader has to find out, is what is the hidden meaning inside a tarot card. So when a card appears in a reading, that the reader has to intuitively find out what is the hidden meaning there and what does it suggest. So this is a guidance for the client. Never put your views strongly in front of the client, so that they make a determination, they make a decision based on your views. It should not be like that. You have only to provide a guidance to the client. That is your job. You don't have to make a decision for the client. That is not your job. So this is how our tarot course will be when you, if you join the full course. So the full course will be starting in a few days time. I hope you all are happy with this. Whatever we are explaining, the whole thing will come in the full course. All the card meanings, all the card images, and not only that, we will teach you the reverse meanings, and also we will also teach you how to make your own tarot cards without buying anything. You don't have to pay a huge amount and buy a tarot deck. You can make your own tarot deck. That also will give you the images and we will show you the method how to make it. So that's it in today's class. I hope to see you all in the full class. Thank you so much.